This show really carried on the spirit of our first two shows that we've performed, in that it's very caricature, very over the top, and very just about the fun, but it also has a sort of more serious kind of storyline and message as well. Our main character, who's known the whole time as New Blood, just because she can't remember her own name, because when you wash up on the ship you don't have any of your memories. She has to try and figure out who she is, and her story and figuring out who she is and where she's from does touch on some more serious themes that we manage with comedy and hopefully with a lot of heart as well. Our main character actually comes from a care leaver background, so we talk about her attitude toward that, and we just wanted to really put some more positive representation for that particular demographic out into the show, because you don't really see that a lot or enough, I don't think, in the media. It's only ever quite gritty BBC dramas or Tracy Beaker. So we wanted to sort of have something which was hopefully quite real, but also in a more positive kind of way, talking about the strengths of character that negative experiences can give you, and how you should be proud of yourself when you've survived things in the past. It's not based on any one person's real life experience, but it's based on a collection of sort of ideas that we've had from social workers that we've spoken to. No one in the cast or crew is actually a care leaver, so we thought it was very important to actually speak to people that know what they're talking about. It's our third original comedy musical as a company at the Greater Manchester Fringe. We were here last year and the year before as well. Jake has acted in all three of our shows so far. Becky has done publicity, all three of our shows so far, and I've directed all three of our shows so far. So Rocket Whip is an LGBTQ-led theatre company. We like to establish LGBTQ themes into our shows. Last year we had a lovely little gay romance. This year our characters don't have we don't have any open themes in the show, but it is definitely a theme to all of our work, and something which we're trying to give a lot more positive representation to as well. Friendly show. We've got a lot of wacky, cool, colourful characters, very over the top. We like to think it's quite panto inspired. And just lots of sea shanties to stomp your boots along. It's not interactive in terms of full-on audience interaction, but there might be a sing song at the end. Not with this one. We do have plans to try and tour and extend our shows as Rocket Whip in the future, but for now this is a Greater Manchester Fringe limited edition, one-time special offer deal. Not yet. As of right now, we have plans to extend and maybe put on new shows in future outside of the Fringe, but we're just sort of starting to think about extending that. We are hoping to take a show to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival next year, which will play at the Greater Manchester Fringe first, and then go up to Edinburgh, so we'll have a little mini tour. And we're hoping to take some shows outside of Manchester, maybe to Leeds or to Sheffield in the meantime as well. We do like to revive our shows a little bit, don't we? Yeah. Our show Communism, the musical we did at the Greater Manchester Fringe, we had done before. But I think it's going to be a fresh show for the Edinburgh Fringe next year. In the back of our minds is the potential to do do workshops actually in schools. We've certainly got enough, I think, expertise among several qualified teachers and people have done those workshops before. The only issue is that when we first started, obviously it was just after COVID, you couldn't get any access to schools. So it's something that we're trying to think of starting up maybe in the new year. But we've been sort of waiting for everything to sort of settle down a bit first.
And we're excited to have a matinee this time, because we've not had one of those before, so hopefully that will encourage more families